2 this weekend. He and Paul Menard sharing that ride. Done a really, really nice job. Ryan Sieg in the 39, fresh off his first top 10 of 2016. We get our K&N driver profile. There you see, 10th last week at Texas. First top 10 of the year, 4th of his career. And, you know, he was Dash for Cash eligible a couple years ago when he had a top 5 run at Daytona. And depending on how qualifying goes tomorrow, we could have one of these heats that's really loaded with Xfinity regulars. You get a guy like Ryan Sieg, who's kind of the odd man out in that regard. He might be able to put himself in cash position.
Yeah, the job he did at Texas in those closing laps was simply amazing. 28 years old, out of Tucker, Georgia. And he and his crew chief, Cowboy Starlin, they've got something good going on right now. And I know being Dash eligible and being in the position to race for 100 grand tomorrow, that's got to make that team smile.
Kevin Harvick, Austin Dillon, the top 5 is our Fast Friday coverage presented by K&N continues from Thunder Valley. Look at Ryan Sieg, 17th on the speed charts, Michael.
Yeah, this team's been impressive. We talked about his great run at Texas and the job they do with the limited resources they have, and that's why this Dash for Cash would be really important for this team. You give them 100 grand, they're going to spend every dime of it on that car and make it just that much faster for that young man.
But what resources they have, they're definitely utilizing them. I go back to last week at Texas where they finished 10th. Cowboy Starlin, the crew chief, they actually brought Mike Ford out to Texas to help them sort through this new rules package of 2016 with the bump stops in the front of the race car. It paid off.
When you watched him battle with Kyle Larson, Elliott Sadler, the guys he beat at the end of that race to get that top 10, there had to be some big smiles on Cowboy's face, Mike Ford and that whole team, because they overachieved.
Cowboy not just the crew chief, he kind of oversees the whole operation, and that team's based out of Georgia, not in the Carolinas up near Charlotte like so many teams in NASCAR. Just moved into a new race shop, so they've had a lot going on in the last few weeks.
Provided us, and he is one of the best cars after 10 or 12 laps. So put a check by Eric Jones when you talk about guys that might can win this race tomorrow, because I think they've got their car tuned the way they want it.
But we talked about Brandon Jones in that 75-lap run, and then you guys pointed out that Kyle Busch is working on the short run, or at least that's what he's done. Made some short runs here in final practice. You say Eric Jones is really good.
Pit road now, he idled around for a couple laps like he was going to regroup and go again, but change of plan there.
And you almost wonder what else can happen here that makes a car walk up a hill. Is it bottom out real hard and shoot it up the hill?
Ryan Sieg coming off his best run of the season, top 10 at Texas, 8th quick. Really good effort for them in the opening round of qualifying.
You saw the yellow numbers on that car, but no sponsor on the quarter panels, so you think 100 grand wouldn't mean a lot to that team, and he's got the speed to do it too. I hope Jeff just focuses on the cars. He's done a great job up here with DW and Mike Joy in the booth, and glad we got Jeff on our team.
He's had a few UFC-type moments here at Bristol, though, over the years.
Been some scuffles.
Now, when I look at our top 24, Brendan Gaughan and Elliott Sadler are the only.
Hold and keep this in mind. Any driver that's eligible for Xfinity Series points could have a chance at that Dash for the big payout.
And I think the big picture in the Dash for Cash, if you can win 2 of the 4, you automatically get a chase.
Sieg just a couple of hundredths of a second for making it himself.
On track +2 for Kyle Busch, and here's the reason for the caution. Watch the white 97 of Ryan Ellis.
That's Jeremy Clemens just gets into the left rear of the 97 and around he goes. That's a lot of tight traffic, and maybe misjudged it a bit there, did the 51, because
but you can see they were 3 wide at one point here, Michael, and sometimes maybe you're looking down underneath and you're looking at the 2 cars. They'd made contact and maybe didn't expect the 97 to check up a little bit if he did.
Ellis didn't do anything wrong there, and he got spun around. But fortunately, he didn't hit anything, and he can continue to battle.
Ryan Preece, the first Saturday afternoon drive going here at Bristol.
So you're saying there ain't no way his tires are going to last 110 more doing what he's doing? Yeah, there ain't no way you can do that every lap without blowing a right front out here at some point.
Well, there you have it.
Now, what they're talking about is because Kyle Larson is running so high up on the racetrack, the higher up you run on the racetrack, generally the more tire wear you're going to have because it's a little bit cleaner up there. Grinds the tire just a little bit more.
The leaders are lapping around Ryan Sieg. Sieg's in the 19th position, so these guys have marched up to the top 20 and starting to put guys a lap down.
And Sieg has done a nice job. This is simply an indication of how good that
Ellis in the 97. Got a
Contact, yes.
couple of cars got together.